Well, joining me now is historian and author Professor Kate Williams. Good to see you. As we heard there, you know, how important Prince Philip's support was to charities, and many of the hundreds of organisations he supported were here in London.
Yes, that's right. Prince Philip, as you were saying, he spent most of his life in London. And as soon as he finished his war service and he came to live in Britain and was constantly coming to London because he was courting the Queen here. He became very well known about London because he and the Queen were going out when she was Princess Elizabeth, going out courting, developing their relationship. Prince Philip really has been so integral to charity. And there are so many charities within London and organisations that he supported, particularly, I think, when it came to his interest in design, commercial design, engineering. He was very important in setting up the Royal Academy Royal College of Engineering and his design prize. He's given so much to the capital.
And we've heard, you know, understandably much about his, you know, a life dedicated to service. And of course, he was active with public engagements until, you know, quite recently, really.
Well, that's it. He has died very sadly just short of his 100th birthday, but he only gave up. He only retired in 2017, and he still did a few bits and pieces after that. So he retired in 2017, just a few years ago. And really his energy, his effort and his commitment to his charities was 100% right up until 2017. So he was so devoted to his role. I think Prince Philip was someone who didn't expect to become consort as early as he did. The Queen did not expect to become Queen just in her mid-20s. They thought they had 10, 15, even 20 years to go. And he was thrown into this new role, had to give up his naval role, and he really dedicated himself to it with so much effort and so much devotion to both supporting the Queen, supporting the monarchy and modernising it and bringing it into the new world of technology and travel, but also in developing the role of consort and saying, I have my own areas, the Duke of Edinburgh Award, which you were just talking about there, the charities, conservation, design, engineering, all of his endeavours. And it really is very striking, isn't it, Riz? You know, next year is the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. What an incredible moment. And we were expecting to see, although smaller, perhaps smaller due to COVID, but smaller celebrations than the Diamond Jubilee, but still big celebrations next year. And it will be sad that she's reached this incredible milestone, but he will not be by her side.
Absolutely. He was the longest consort, wasn't he, in British history? How important was his support for the Queen?
The Queen called him my strength and my stay. She fell in love with him at the age of 13. He was the top-rated naval cadet at the time in Dartmouth Naval College, about to go off to war, about to go off to fight the Second World War. They wrote to each other throughout the Second World War, and he came to stay with her and the family at Windsor Castle. Queen and Princess Margaret used to put on these lovely pantomimes. He came to stay with her, and that's when the relationship, she fell in love with him when she was 13, he was much older. When she was 16, 17, he began to see her as a future wife and really fell in love with her. And it was such a moment. You know, I've got this letter I found him saying to the Queen's mother, to have fallen in love completely and unreservedly makes all one's personal troubles seem small. He wrote that just before his marriage to the Queen in 1947. And he's always been there for her, continually, always there by her side. But as an advisor, as someone to discuss, he was never telling her what to do, but always there to listen to her. And particularly during the last year or so, the pandemic, because they have been bubbling together at Windsor. And usually the royal family Christmas is a huge occasion. This time it was really just the Queen and Prince Philip. So it will be incredibly hard for both the monarchy and the Queen to have lost someone who gave so much devotion, so much support, who brought in so many ideas, so many new ideas about travel, about international relations, and about engaging with technology, particularly television.
And I know it's hard to sum up in perhaps one line, but from your perspective as a historian, for the capital, what is his legacy, do you think?
I think Prince Philip has a great legacy for the capital. And if we think about, he was born in 1921 at a time when women didn't even have the vote, not until just a few years later, because women over 30 get the vote. He's seen the world change in immeasurable ways. Really, he's a bridge from the Edwardian era right through to now. And the legacy, he's one of the last people who can remember World War II, who served in World War II. The Queen is the other one. And that great generation who fought for our freedom, so many of them are gone now, who fought for the freedom of London. And I think everything that he's done for the capital, for the country, it is a great legacy.
Okay. Kate Williams, thank you very much indeed for your reflections and for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. Thank you.